What's up, guys? My name is JD. I am with Starting Strength Houston, and I wanted to go over a quick video for how to handle warm-ups. It's one of the most common questions we get, especially with members that are starting out. So, real quick, there's a couple parameters, right? So we're going to do 5 sets for the warm-ups. You're going to increase your weight as you decrease reps, and you're going to use as big of a plate jump as possible. Meaning, if you're squatting over 100 pounds, you're not going to mess with 2.5s. If you're squatting over 300 pounds, you're not going to mess with 2.5s and the 5s. So to get into some examples or some specifics, 2 sets of 5 with the empty bar, so that's going to be 45 pounds. 1 set of 5 at roughly 50%. 1 set of 3 at roughly 70%, and 1 set of 1 to 2 at 90%, depending on how warmed up you feel, or if you think you need another rep. This is a little bit more subjective as far as just 1 to 2 reps. So for example, if you were squatting 195 pounds, your work set was 195. That's, just to make the math easy, that's close to 200. So we're going to take off 20 pounds because that's 10%. So that we're going to squat 175, and this you're gonna do this one with your belt if you use the belt for warm up. So this rep is going to be exactly in the same conditions as which you do this rep. All right. Then half of 195 or half of 200 is going to be 100. So instead of messing with the 2.5 pound change plates, we're just going to go straight to 95. For easy math, that's just a 25 on each side of the bar. And then an even jump from here is going to be 135, which happens to be just changing out the 45 pound plates, right? We'll do another example. If this was 245, we would do, so 10% of this is going to be 25, which would mean 195 pounds. No. I can't do math, 220 pounds. But instead of messing with all the change plates, we're just going to make this 225, all right? Half of this is going to be 120-ish. I'm just going to make that 135 pounds because I don't want to mess with taking on the 25s and putting on the 10s and taking them all off just to load the 35 pounds later, all right? So this is going to be 135, even though that's more than 50%. And then an even jump from here. So that's going to be 90 pounds difference. I'm going to say we're going to do 185, right? So that's a 50-pound jump from here. That's a 40-pound jump from here. And from here to here, all it is just putting on 25 pounds on each side. So quick and easy, right? We're not messing with 5s. We're not messing with the 2.5s. We're messing with as little change plates as possible. We're increasing our weight as we're decreasing our reps. And so this was an example for a squat. You would follow this for the press and for the bench after the squat, and an exception to this would be for the deadlift. If you were deadlifting at the end of your workout, you've already done a bunch of squats, you've already done a bunch of presses or benches or something else. For your deadlift, instead of doing 5 sets, I would recommend 2 to 3 sets of deadlift warm-up. So I'm going to erase this. We can come back to that later. You can rewind the video if necessary. Let's say, so you were going to squat or you were going to deadlift 285 pounds. I would put on 1 set of 3 at 225 and single at 275. And just call that done, all right? If you were going to do, say that's 185, well then that's 1 set of 3 at 135 and 1 single at 165, right? Just kind of, don't overthink the warm-ups. All you're trying to do is you're trying to prepare your body for the weight that you're about to subject it to. And if you're already warm, you don't need a bunch of other warm-ups to get you warm. You're already there. And what I found with deadlifts is if you do too many warm-ups, you end up blowing yourself out trying to do them perfectly, and you don't have anything left for the work set, which is what you're actually what's actually giving you the stress required to get stronger. The last thing to cover is probably more important than the specific weights of the deadlift themselves, and that's going to be how you do your warm-ups. Treat your warm-up as if it was your work set, in that don't just come in here, throw a bar on the rack and bang out a bunch of warm-ups in whatever way possible. Treat it as practice for your work set. Work on finding, for squats, work on making sure that you're mid-foot, work on getting leaned over, work on driving your hips up, work on getting to depth, right? If you need multiple sets of warm-ups to get you to depth, work on stretching, on getting stretched out on those first few, so that the rest of them are to depth, right? Use your warm-ups as practice for the actual weight.